Good morning, it's Barbara. It is warm outside, but it's going to rain today, I'm quite sure, although our gizmo isn't saying rain. Very humid, and it's early. It's only 8:30, quarter to 9, so it's going to be warm. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. So I didn't vlog yesterday because Aura fell first thing in the morning in the bathroom. She has re-injured her hip that was injured before, that has arthritis, but she didn't break anything. But she was not able to walk when they tried to get her to walk in the emergency room. So they kept her overnight in the emergency room. They didn't even admit her or put her in a room. So I'm up early. I don't know what time we're gonna go. I think I didn't pick the right color for this. It doesn't have to be matchy-matchy, right? I am not wearing any of my own woolens. That's a lie. I'm wearing my socks. But I was warm in the emergency room yesterday, which surprised me because I'm usually cold in hospitals. They usually keep them cold to keep the germs down, but I was warm. So I wanted to have 2 light layers. Poor Aura. I just feel really bad. She has gotten very wobbly lately and really have feeling zero confidence when she's walking. We've been spotting her everywhere she goes when she's downstairs, but she's been okay upstairs. The distances aren't that far and they're on carpeting. But something happened when she was trying to get out of the bathroom yesterday and she fell. So Dennis and I were able to, she fell trying to open the door, which means she fell into the door. And so it took us a little while to get in the bathroom with her. But we were able to get her up onto a transport chair, which we have for her. But our bathroom doors are not wide enough in this house. And we couldn't get the chair out of the bathroom. And so we called 911. And the irony is, or the fun part of this, such as if there is any, is that we had a knock on the door in 2 minutes after I called 911. It was our neighbor. Our little boy neighbor, our little boy Tristan, is all grown up and is a volunteer at the fire company and is a first responder. So he walked over. Well, he probably ran. When we first moved in here, we moved in 2001, September 12th, 2001. And he and his little brother were the only kids in the neighborhood. And there are 4 houses on our driveway. We live on a kind of a country road. We have to drive to walk our dogs because it's a country road. It's not safe to walk on. But it's a country road that's got houses all the way down now. This is my first coffee. I've just gotten up, so my throat is full of phlegm. He and his brother, Tristan and Tanner, live right next door to us, and they must have been 6 and 4. I'm not sure. He doesn't look 31. Anyway, so I've watched them grow up. They're sweet, charming boys, and their parents split up, and their dad kept the house, and they ended up living with their dad. So, I've watched them all this time, and now they have, every Sunday on football Sunday, there was like 7 cars over there. They were having, parties, watch parties and things like that. But just as charming as you can imagine. And although we don't interact with them a lot, I mean, we don't socialize with them, but we're friendly, and they're the ones who plow our snow sometimes for us. You've been through that for the last 5 years. Well, those are the boys. So anyway, 1 minute later, after I dial 911, there's Tristan at the door. I'm like, oh my gosh. He's like, it was close. I ran over. I have a bag in my car. I'm like, okay. He said normally he would go over to the fire station and pick up a, kit in the car, and but he had one in his car. So we had 2 first responders, 2 ambulance drivers, and a policeman in our little upper hallway, trying to figure out how to get her out of the bathroom and then what we should do. And of course, she's sitting there negotiating that she doesn't want to go to the hospital. But when she was in such pain trying to stand on her legs and moving around her legs, they were afraid that she had broken a hip. They thought the way she was holding or whatever. Me and my infinite medical knowledge was not quite as worried about her breaking a hip as they were, because when she was sitting quietly, it didn't hurt. They finally figured out how to, get her up and hold her up long enough to take 1 step out the door and move the gizmo outside, and so they got her out. But when she wasn't moving, it didn't hurt her. And I thought if you broke your hip, it was going to hurt, the whole time. I've been wrong before. But I was right this time. But she, on her right hip, she has a lot of arthritis, and it's really bothering her. And she had fallen on her right hip 2 years ago. So this is her first fall in 2 years, unfortunately. So anyway, they took her in an ambulance, and we followed a little while later. But they gave her they did an X-ray, they did a CAT scan. She's on an anticoagulant, and so they were concerned that she might have internal bleeding. I mean, what do you have? So anyway, apparently she's fine-ish. Not that we spoke to a doctor. We didn't. A very nice nurse named Matt said, oh, I just want to tell you that, they didn't find anything broken. That's all we got in terms of when I say that she didn't break anything. It's because Matt told us casually. She didn't break anything, so that's good news. Never talked to a doctor. That's not true. There was a doctor that came in for 2 minutes while we were sitting there, but she said she was, in charge of, I don't know, like the nurses or something. It was, and she asked if she had, how it happened, and we explained it. She said, oh, so you were there right away. She wasn't, alone after having fallen, laying there for any length of time. And we said, no, we were right there. Anyway, so please send your healing thoughts to her. We got to go in soon to talk to community liaison or a social worker or something. I'm not thinking of the name of the person we're going to talk to try to figure out where she goes next, because I don't think she can come here if she can't walk at all. I mean, if she can't stand up to, well, our bathroom doors aren't wide enough. So if she's in the chair, how does she, manage. We do have a bedside commode. I don't know. We need we need services, but I think she needs to go to rehab for a little while. That's what happened to my dad. He fell and couldn't walk after that, even though he didn't break anything, and he was in rehab for 2 weeks. But we'll see what they say. But I've been afraid of this, and you know, we have a physical therapist who comes into the house and working with her and everything, but she's really declining. So I don't know what the plan will be. I will find out. Meanwhile, because they said, no, don't go right away because it'll take a while. They said, you're not going to be able to see her till the doctor sees her. Yeah, well, luckily we were able to see her for the doctor because the doctor never came. We always do these things on the weekends. But anyway, so I had a little time. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to go sitting. And I thought that my trove is just too big of a piece of work at the moment to be dragging around. My knitting bag, my beautiful bag from My Cottage number 9 that Lisa gave me is so heavy because it contains my entire pouch of whatever I might have needed. This is the pouch. Oh, this is a round rabbit bag that I bought years ago, and it opens up really, really wide. I think this is a disconnecting, you know, I'm going to show you. I'll show you all the way. So the zipper comes apart and it opens up really wide. And I have, you know, so this is my main notions kit I keep downstairs. I mean, I have a ton of stuff, but it's in here. It's not super heavy, but it's not light. I have my Beyond Bourbon Street in case I wanted to read anything. My plug, grab the cord from the car in case I needed to plug my gizmo in. And I wound my gorgeous, gorgeous yarn, and this is the yarn from Lisa that I've been showing you. And the ball band is upstairs. I need to get that because I don't remember, isn't it? And I started my, whatever this is. My memory is so bad these days. I don't even know. Aura and I need to go into memory care. My lightweight hipster. That's it. My garter tab, and I'm in the middle of the beginning of it. But pretty good, right? So I wound my yarn and grabbed my needle, and of course I have my phone. So that's what I took, and I started knitting on my hipster, my lightweight hipster. So this isn't a very, very bright spot, but when I turn the light on, it looks so much more washed out. The other thing is that I finished when I got home, I started knitting, and we had to come home. We came home about 3:30. We got home about 4 o'clock. The hospital they took her to was not the one we would have picked. They took her to Paoli Hospital. Paoli is on the main line in a different county. The hospital situation in my area is not good. The local, small, nice local hospital closed, went out of business. All the small hospitals in this county went out of business. Now, this is one of the richest counties in the country. Chester County, Pennsylvania. You can look it up. It's probably in the, I don't know, I should look it up, top 10, 20 counties in the country in terms of wealth. One hospital. There's one hospital. It's a very nice hospital. One hospital in the whole county. And it's in Westchester. But they said they wanted to take her to Paoli because it has a trauma center. And we said, you know, okay, fine. While we were there, Dennis Googled it. It's literally 1 minute further away than Westchester. And when we got there, it was about noon. There was nobody in the waiting room. Literally, in the emergency room, there was nobody waiting in the emergency room. Not a single person. When we left about 4, quarter to 4, 3:30, quarter to 4. There were people in the emergency room. There were like 5 people. I thought, well, if we need to have an emergency, we should go to Paoli. You'll get quicker service. Anyway, so Kim was on her way. And we had to take care of the dogs. And, you know, Aura was sleeping. So we came home, took care of the dogs, ate something, and then Dennis went back. And by the time Dennis went back, Kim had arrived at the hospital. So, now I can't remember where I was going with this story. Oh, but I didn't go back. So I stayed home and watched some Comfort Revenge on my television and knit, and I finished the bottom ribbing on my trove. So that's progressing. Next up on my trove is my neckband. Kim's down, so I'm gonna go. I just wanted to update you on why you didn't see me yesterday, and I am already feeling the good thoughts you're sending to Aura. I will relay your good wishes when I see them, and let you know how she's doing. Hopefully she, you know, if she doesn't move, it doesn't hurt. So that's pretty good. I mean, it doesn't hurt much. I guess her back was aching her. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I gotta go. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.